Our top story now, at least 26 people have died and over 700 have been injured in Turkey and Greece after a 7.0 magnitude earthquake hit the Aegean Sea off the coast of Greece and Turkey on Friday afternoon. According to official figures, 24 people have died in the coastal areas in Turkey's west, while 2 teenagers died in the Greek islands of Samos after a wall collapsed on them. Now, the Turkish city of Izmir is one of the worst affected areas. According to Izmir Mayor, around 20 buildings have collapsed in the province and 70 people have been rescued from under the rubble. Search and rescue operations continued overnight at the sites of the collapsed building to trace the missing people. Rescuers, helped by residents and sniffer dogs, used chainsaws as they tried to force through the rubbles of the damaged buildings. Visuals showing the gravity of the earthquake started to pour in from all around the region. Footage recorded on a small camera inside the home of an Izmir resident showed the force of the earthquake, which shook the... Meanwhile, the earthquake has also caused a mini tsunami on the Aegean islands of Samos and a sea surge that turned streets into rushing rivers in one town on Turkey's west coast. Water rose above the dock in the main harbour and flooded the streets. Footage shows the aftermath of a tsunami caused by the earthquake, with cars piled up and damage to roads and buildings. The tremors, which were felt in both Istanbul and Athens, has created a diplomatic opening for the two historic rivals, with Greek Prime Minister placing a rare call to Turkish President Erdogan to offer his condolences and support.
The Greek Prime Minister has also called. Of course, Greece is also affected by this earthquake. Thanks to them for saying they are ready to help if we need assistance. We told them there is no such need at the moment, but we are standing with Greece if there is anything we can do for them.
Turkey and Greece both sit on fault lines and earthquakes are common. In January, more than 30 people were killed and more than 1,600 injured when an earthquake struck Turkey. In July 2019, the Greek capital was hit by a tremor that knocked out power of large parts of the city. Mohsin Mughal, who is an executive producer at WION World, is joining us live from Turkey now. Thank you so much for joining us. Search operations are underway, as you know, and Izmir happens to be the worst affected. What can you tell us about this?
Well, it's been a very long night here in Turkey, particularly for the residents of Izmir city, which is the worst affected. As you were saying in your report, right now the number of injured has gone up to more than 800 and not 700 anymore, and that number is climbing as we get more and more figures from the rescue operations on the ground. 24 people have died. That's an official number. But there are expectations that might go a little up as well. At the moment, we are staring at a very precarious situation in the sense that the structural integrity of several other buildings has been compromised. So the rescue operations and those on the ground have advised people not to go into their buildings. So you're not only staring at 800 injured people there, but you're also looking at several hundreds that are potentially homeless at the moment. However, the nodal federal agency, which is the AFAD, with the help of other agencies, volunteer groups, etc., are on the ground and trying to provide for shelter for those who have nowhere to go at the moment. Rescue operations have been really pressed into service all night. We saw dredges and cranes pressed into service where more than 80 people have been rescued so far, and that is a very significant number for any such operation to be carried out during the night. Remember, the winter is setting in and it gets dark earlier, so that's been a challenge for the rescue operations. What is good news is that the aftershocks haven't been strong enough, but that's a little bit of caution for the people as well, who've been advised to stay away from buildings that whose structural integrity has been compromised.
All right, thank you so much for clarifying that important update there. You say the number has gone up to 800. Thank you for clarifying that. Greek Prime Minister has called on Turkish President Erdogan to offer his condolences and support. This is rare given that the two have been at loggerheads. What do you make of this?
Well, it is. Both the countries are definitely have been at loggerheads diplomatically, but they are neighbors, and obviously they'll have to. This is an hour of grief, and both have offered to help each other, reached out to each other, which is quite a significant significant move. And this is not only between Greece and Turkey. Several other countries have offered their help to both the countries, Greece and Turkey as well. Several other nations have reached out, offered their condolences, which have been reciprocated equally. So quite a somber moment in the country at the moment. I think, and there's no doubt that there is all the help and condolences pouring from other nations, irrespective of where they stand politically. Having said that, Turkey has also offered its help to Greece, and as you said in your report, a show of reciprocity was there when the Greek Prime Minister called the President, and the President here returned that call to the Greek authorities as well. So yes, it's a moment of grief for both the countries. They are willing to help each other, which is a good sign.
All right, Mohsin, thank you so much for joining us with all those details.